My name is Mathilde and I currently work as a financial analyst for Hy24, which is a French asset manager investing in green hydrogen. So I'm going to start with an annoying answer because I don't really have a typical day. Every day is a little bit different, so I'm working on different teams. So I'm working first on investments, and both for an equipment fund, which is more on the side of private equity and growth venture investment. And on the other side, I'm working on infrastructure investment, so completely different types of assets. So I will split my days between those two topics. And in addition, I'm also involved in investors relation, which means that I have to organize meetings for our investors and coordinate some reporting events. I was actually part of the dual degree between Sciences Po and ISG, and I had the opportunity to do 1 year of finance in Paris and then the second year of international affairs in St.Gallen. So I usually get bored very easily, so it was a good way to study a lot of different topics and to bring some changes, moving from Paris to the big city to St.Gallen, a little bit more the countryside. In terms of stuff I did in ISG, it was very exciting, all of the diversity of topics I could study. From one day I was looking at the refugee crisis in Syria, and then the next day I had classes about law for the financial markets. So that's why I've decided to do the international affairs, to have a complement to my finance degree and understand the world in which the companies are evolving. I think more than just elements of my studies is the methods that we learn in international affairs that are very useful in my current job, because I have to jump between a lot of different topics, and I think international affairs really trains your brain to have this flexibility to move from one topic to another. And then we really learned how to do research and how to structure our thoughts, which I use every day at my current position. And then more in terms of softer skills, I think we did a lot of team projects, which is what we always do at work. So when you have some kind of practice with that, it's much easier when you start your actual jobs. And I would say as well, like, we had to do a lot of presentation, and I think training at public speaking is extremely useful for me. The main impact that studying at ISG had on my career is that I started working in Zurich, which I would never thought that would happen before. So I think that's, for me, the main thing is to move from France to Switzerland. And another big thing I would say is that I've learned to work with people I've studied with people from different countries, and we do have different styles, different approaches. And that was very useful as well when I started working in a company with the different nationalities. I would say to take as many different classes as possible, because I think that's the strength of the international affairs curriculum, to have this diversity of classes, if you have the chance to take the classes where you're able to do some field trips, take it. It's like the most interesting classes I've had, when you actually have to put into practice what you've learning, and you learn much more better. And the last thing I would say is to hang out a bit with the people from the other masters, because it's also quite interesting, because the international affairs people have sometimes a little bit of different perspective on things, and it's quite interesting to see like a more business approach to things.